Hi, you guys. My name is Dr. Cade, and I am the owner and founder of Rooted Apothecary. And I am sitting here with my cousin, Haley Klugel, and she is our director of sales and marketing. And we are so blessed to have Haley. She's been amazing over the past year, but excited to be sitting down here to share some information with everybody listening. And what are we going to be talking about today, Haley? What great news do we have to share?
So we're talking about our essential oil rollers. So many of you may know that we have this super unique product. Dr. Kate is showing that off right now, which is our essential oil roller and CBD infusions. So we have a really awesome sale going on right now where you get 50% off of our rollers. And so we're going to dive in a little bit deeper about what our rollers are and what's in them and what they do for you.
Love it. So our philosophy at Rooted Apothecary has always been that Mother Nature knows best, and that there is plant medicine out in nature, and research is continuing to show just how effective and safe these things can be. And CBD or hemp, whichever way that we want to talk about it, has been present in all of human history. It goes back as far as what we can record, and so we know that while the evidence is still coming out, modern evidence and modern testing and modern research is still coming out, we have loads of history about how amazing this plant is from culture to culture across the globe, but also massive amounts of anecdotal evidence. And we just continue to have great reviews pouring in about how much people love these products. So we're going to talk a little bit about these rollers. And like Haley said, we've got a great sale coming up on those right now. And again, the goal with these rollers was to make something simple, make something safe, and make something effective so that people could use the best of CBD, but also the best of essential oils. So what should we start with, Haley? Should we start talking about Sunrise first?
Yeah, let's go with the sunrise.
So people love this roller, and this is a great way to start your day. So if you're a mom and you've got to bring your kids to school and run around and make them breakfast and get everybody dressed on a crunch, or if you've got a long commute on your way to work and you get a little bit of road rage driving through traffic, or if you're going to a job that you just isn't your passion. A lot of us experience stress and anxiety and just different emotions. And so what we want to talk about is how much, you can use this roller. You can use it as much as you want. It's safe, it's effective, and just having it be a part of your daily routine to help just ease the stress of the day. And so this roller, again, we use small amounts of CBD. I think you're going to see that that's the trend here. There's only 50 milligrams of CBD in this. And so we're not leaning really heavy on CBD. We see that a lot of our people that are buying this roller in conjunction with a tincture capsules. So we know that they're getting a lot of CBD in other forms. This is a way that we could still use CBD, but keep it low and keep it at a good cost for people. And also, again, that synergistic benefits between the CBD and the essential oils. So we've got frankincense in here. We've got vetiver. I don't know how many of you have heard about vetiver, but it's a very earthy, very grassy scent. We did not do it for the scent on this one. The scent is not my favorite. Some people absolutely love it. It's not my favorite, but we did it really for how effective vetiver is. It is great at helping relax you mentally and physically, but it doesn't give you that sedative effect where you get tired or that you lose your focus. It's something that's helpful to awaken but calm, if that makes sense. It's very similar to adaptogenic herbs that are out there like ashwagandha and rhodiola and holy basil. But again, we're talking about the CBD and essential oil rollers. So Haley, what are some other things that we talked about that can help people maybe along that long commute to help them find their peace before they step into work or school or whatever it is?
Yeah, so there's definitely other things that, can work really well with having this roller in your practice. One of the things that I like to use and have used in the past when I used to have long commutes is music therapy. So this can be something that's really peaceful. This can be something that reminds you of a specific place that brings you happiness or joy on your way to work. But that's a really excellent thing to do, or even in the morning when you're making breakfast. I know that's something I incorporate now is different artists that I listen to in the morning while I'm making breakfast or making my morning coffee or tea, which is something we're also going to talk about a little bit. Kay, do you want to talk about the coffee alternative that you like?
Yeah, let's stay on music just for a quick second. So I had just gotten done homeschooling with my children. Every Wednesday morning, I take off the morning and help my wife with our 4 kids. And I turned on some country music. I haven't listened to country music in a long time. I know, you can laugh. It's okay. It was awesome though. And it just flipped my mood and my brain into something that I was concerned almost about getting all of these different things, checked and done and completed and achieved with my family, to something that just brought me to a peaceful mood before I walked into work today. And it was awesome. So I was listening to some Eric Church and a song called Springsteen, which talks about memories. And it really did. It brought me back. I can't remember the year, but it brought me back, and just to easier times. It was before we had kids, and it was awesome. Not that life isn't great now, but it was just a different part of life, and it put a big smile on my face. So, so music therapy, again, if it's calming music, or if it's memory music that brings back a memory of a trip or a different time in your life, it is amazing what that can do. And again, there is a lot of research and science out there. So let's talk a little bit about coffee, which I just took a swig of mine right now. So coffee, we do know that coffee, the research goes back and forth. Some research says that it's great, and some research says that it's not so great. And everybody's a little bit different on that. So we'll get the addicting aspects of coffee out of the way, but some research does show that it does shallow our breathing. It can speed up our heart rate. I know that I felt jitteriness in my hands, but again, it also helps us, wake us up and enliven us a little bit. So whatever your feelings are, whether caffeine is good for you or bad for you, it's nice to cycle it in and out sometimes so that we don't get too used to it. So my favorite blend is a dandelion root blend from a company called Dandy Blend, and they make just little single serve packets that you can keep in your car or in your vehicle or in your purse or at your workstation, and so that we don't become dependent on that caffeine. It tastes, it smells, it looks really just like coffee, but we're getting something called, again, dandelion root, which is great for the liver into our system. Haley, you were talking about matcha. Is that your favorite alternative?
I cycle through, but I definitely love matcha. I'll make matcha lattes in the morning with coconut milk, and it's important. There's different grades of matcha. So ceremonial grade matcha is the best to use for lattes and enjoying it that way. I also like chai tea. It's much lower in caffeine. It's still matcha and chai tea both still have caffeine. It's just at a much lower amount. And then reishi coffee. So that's another mushroom. It's an adaptogenic mushroom that you can drink as well, that tastes more similar to coffee than a matcha or a chai would, but again, has those added benefits, and there's no caffeine.
I love it. So if you are addicted to caffeine, one of the best ways to kind of cycle through things is not maybe cut cold turkey. A lot of people will get headaches and different type of withdrawal effects. And that might be a number one sign that you're addicted, is if you're getting those withdrawal effects. But instead of cutting cold turkey, maybe doing half of, this alternative blend that we're talking about, whether it's a mushroom blend or if it's a dandelion root blend or matcha, but half of that and half coffee, and slowly work your way through. But I like it. So we talked about music therapy. We talked a little bit about the benefits of activating your endocannabinoid system with this sunrise roller. We also talked about aromatherapy by using the essential oil when you use it topically. Again, great places to put it are on your wrists, on your neck, right here on your chest. You can apply this anywhere, and we certainly don't think that you can use it too much. It is something that's safe. It's something that's effective, and but we definitely recommend starting slow. So that's to start your day. How about we talk about the other side? And we know that for us to really guarantee a great start to our day, it's so important to get a full night's rest. And so when we talk about sleep troubles are so popular and so common for people that we kind of like to, before we talk really about sleep troubles, is to narrow it down. Are you struggling with body noise or mind noise? And so I think the difference there is when your mind is racing and it's talking to you, where that chatterbox really won't quiet down, is one thing, versus body noise where your body just can't get comfortable, whether it's a temperature thing, whether it's a pain thing, whether it's restless leg, and you just can't calm yourself down. So let's talk a little bit about mind noise first. And so what we recommend is using the Sunset Roller, which has the same thing, a very small amount of CBD, 50 milligrams in the whole roller, but it's again leaning heavy into the benefits, that synergistic blend with the essential oils, things like frankincense and geranium and lavender. We recommend using that about 60 minutes before bed. That's going to be your first application. And we can use it on the base of our skull. We can use it again on our chest. We can use it on our wrists. You can use it anywhere that you'd like. And once that first application is on, again, if it's 60 minutes before bed, we recommend reapplying it every 15 minutes before you go to bed, so that your system is really getting the message and the routine that it's time to calm down. So that's one thing that we can do. Haley, we also talked a little bit about magnesium. And I think that this is really important. There is lots of magnesium out there, lots of different types. Magnesium citrate is one. Magnesium malate is another one. There is a brand that we love. It's called OptiMag Neuro, and it is a magnesium that can across the blood-brain barrier. That means that we're getting the relaxing benefits of that magnesium across the blood-brain barrier into our neurologic system, so that if our brain is racing, our mind is racing and just that chatterbox won't quiet up, this is a great way to nurture that brain. And then as we were preparing for this, the other thing that we said, one of my favorites, especially for kids, is a chewable L-theanine. L-theanine is an amino acid, but what it does is at a neurosynaptic junction, it goes and it minimizes a neurotransmitter called glutamate. Glutamate is an excitatory neurotransmitter, and L-theanine will go and scoop that up so that excitation will calm down all the way at that neurological level. So the chewable aspects, there's capsules, but I love chewable because it crosses into your blood faster than going through the digestive route. And so if we're taking that maybe 15 to 30 minutes before we go to bed, along with the magnesium and the Sunrise Roller, we think that that would really help that mind calm down. So that was mind. Haley, let's talk a little bit about body. What are some of your favorite things to calm down that body noise?
Yeah, so there's a few things that I like to incorporate when I'm getting ready for bed. You spoke a little bit about routine, and this kind of goes in line with that. It's something that I do every single night as I'm getting ready. My body knows this is something that I'm doing as I'm preparing for bed. So I like to do stretching before bed, and then different yoga poses as well. So this is right before I'm getting ready to go to bed. I like to do feet up the wall pose. This is something that you can look up on Google or wherever you might find different yoga poses, but it just relaxes the body. You can do different breathing techniques while you're doing this as well. Just trying to focus in on your breath will automatically relax some of that jitteriness that you have. Another thing that you can do to really calm some of that jittery before bed is Epsom salt baths, Epsom salt soaks. So that's going to be like a topical way to get magnesium. And then you also mentioned a lotion. Remind me what it's called.
So one of my favorites is that Haley's referring to is a brand called Ancient Minerals. And they make topical magnesium lotions, and they make it in a lotion. They make it in in like a spray. They make it mixed, I think, with lavender and aloe. And so it's amazing because whether it's an Epsom soak or whether it's this topical magnesium, when that magnesium touches our skin, it acts as a muscle relaxer. So you can apply it wherever you like, right? If you've got tension up here and that's just a part that's causing you some pain, you can't seem quite to get comfortable whichever way that you're tossing and turning, or if it's something bigger, like an Epsom soak where you're jumping into the tub and you're immersing your full self. We've got a great bath soak, by the way, that's formulated with essential oils to really help calm you down too. But I think all those things are great tools, like Haley's saying, but I think she nailed it when she said routine. So again, whether it's the sprays or whether it's these poses, this is my only yoga pose that I do before bed, by the way. Whatever it is, the routine is important because it starts a signal to your mind and to your body that, hey, this is part of the routine before we go to bed. And making sure that that happens, your body will start to produce its own levels of melatonin. So again, that's going to help you fall asleep, and then our body's going to take over and stay asleep. So speaking about melatonin production, Haley, we also talked a little bit about glasses. Let's have you talk about that.
Blue light glasses. So there's a couple ways that you can reduce your blue light as you're getting ready and preparing for bed. So there's a setting on your phone where you can turn it into where it changes the screen so it reduces the blue light. But then I also have blue light filtering glasses. You can get these anywhere really. This brand specifically is Warby Parker, but I've had different brands that work just the same. But it's something that I do hours before I'm getting ready to go to bed. I make sure I put these on when I'm using my phone or my computer or any device that you're looking at, whether that's going to be, a TV screen. But if you're looking at a screen, wearing these is super, super important. And then beyond that, limiting screen use before bed is also really important. We mentioned that in our sleep guide that we have up on our website. So you can always refer to that little blog post that we have. We go over a ton of different ways to wind down and get ready for bed. But definitely limiting screen use in your routine is also really important.
we'll link that article and that guide here below. But exactly what Haley said, it's so important to block that blue light, not just maybe a couple minutes before you go to bed, but when that sun goes down. You know, really ancestrally, we should not be exposed to blue light from the sun after the sun goes down. But we found a way in our modern times to have electricity, right? And when we're constantly exposed to that blue light, whether it's from the lights above us or from our TV screen or phone or iPad or whatever, that stimulates sunlight. Our body doesn't see that really. There's too different than sunlight. And so it still thinks that we should be awake, and it blunts our melatonin production. And so those blue light glasses are great software on your digital devices. But again, if you have a TV, you don't really have a software switch to turn that blue light off. That's where those glasses come in handy. So we really hope that we provided some value today. Haley, thank you for joining me. I think that this was a blast. And so today we talked about the sunrise and the sunset rollers and some other things that you can do to start your day off great and to make sure that you're getting quality sleep to start your next day off right. And then the next episode, what we'll do is talk about the other 4 rollers that are in our line. So we still need to go over Peace and Vibe and Clear and our Goddess roller, which we'll talk about in the next video. So thank you guys for joining us. Happy New Year. Happy 2021. And find us on our website. Haley, what are our social handles that people can find us at?
At Rooted Apoth, that's on Instagram. That's also on Facebook. And then you can always find us at our website, www.rootedapoth.com. Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thank you. Have a blessed day.